Steel and Soul, Strength and Grace. Chapter 2, Rust and Redemption. Dante stared at the worn gym bag Eli had left at his door. Inside were 2 faded red boxing gloves, a cracked leather jump rope, and a pair of size 12 shoes that looked like they'd survived a war. On top was a card. Tomorrow, 6 a.m., Adams Rec Center. Don't be late. He almost laughed. He hadn't seen the inside of a real gym in 5 years. Not since his father died. Not since Maya stopped playing the violin for a full year. Not since the rage inside him outgrew any ring. But he was there. 6 a.m. sharp. The Adams Rec Center wasn't much to look at. Half its windows were boarded up, and the walls were tagged with graffiti no one bothered to clean. But inside, the scent of old leather and sweat felt like home. The ring sat in the center like a sacred altar. Ropes frayed, canvas stained, lights humming above it like watchful gods. Eli Vargas stood near the heavy bag, wrapped hands resting on his hips. You came, Eli said without smiling. You left me a pair of clown shoes, Dante replied. They belong to a champion, Eli said. He wore them until he fought for a title. Thought they might carry luck. Dante raised a brow. What happened to him? Eli looked away. He didn't listen. Training began. No punches. No bags. Just pain. Jump rope. Footwork. Core drills. Sprints in the alley behind the gym. You're not here to fight, Eli barked. You're here to learn how to survive. By noon, Dante's lungs were burning, his calves twitching, and his pride buried under every shout from Eli. This ain't street fighting, Eli said. You wanna brawl, go back to the warehouses. But if you want to box, really box, then you shut up and listen. Dante bit back his anger. He hadn't felt this useless since he first picked up gloves as a kid. But he didn't quit. Back home, Maya barely acknowledged him as she ate dinner in silence. He sat across from her, bruised hands around a bowl of soup. You're not fighting anymore, she finally asked. I'm training, he said. Real fight, sanctioned, got a shot at regionals. Maya stared at him, a flicker of something, hope, fear, in her eyes. And if you get hurt? I won't. She pushed her bowl away. That's not how this ends, Dante. You get a title, or you get a gravestone. The weeks blurred. Morning after morning, Eli pushed Dante harder. Beyond exhaustion. Past his limits. Dante trained before dawn, worked the mill in the afternoon, and came back at night to shadowbox until his arms went numb. Eli became more than a coach. He was a surgeon, cutting away the anger, the undisciplined wildness, the street brawler instincts that had gotten Dante this far. Footwork first, punches last, Eli would chant. Balance is power, control is king. At night, Dante would hear Maya's violin playing in the other room, haunting notes like ghosts floating through the air. Sometimes soft, sometimes angry, sometimes so beautiful he had to stop hitting the bag just to listen. One night, Eli handed Dante a folder. Your first sanctioned opponent, he said. Inside was a dossier on Julian, the architect, Kane. Undefeated, 24 years old, Golden Gloves finalist, technical, fast, clean. This guy plays chess while everyone else plays checkers, Eli said. You lose your temper, he'll dismantle you like a building blueprint. Dante felt something twist in his gut. This wasn't the warehouse anymore. This was the real world. With rules, with judgment. And worse, with consequences. Fight night approached. The venue was a local arena, a converted theater with spotlights and a roaring crowd. Dante stood backstage, heart pounding, gloves laced tight, robe draped over his shoulders like a shroud. Maya was in the audience. Eli stood beside him. You ready? Eli asked. No. Good, Eli said. Fear means you still got something to lose. The fight was brutal. Kane danced around Dante like smoke. Fast jabs, surgical strikes, perfect defense. For 4 rounds, Dante chased shadows, eating punches and burning energy. Then Cain got cocky. Dropped his guard, smirked. That's when Dante found him. A body shot, a left hook, a barrage that made the crowd erupt. Cain stumbled, clinched. But he survived. In the 7th round, Dante's rage flared after a borderline low blow. He saw red, started swinging wildly. Eli screamed from the corner, "Control, Dante. Don't be him, be better." Somehow, he listened. He stepped back, breathed, waited. Then timed a perfect right cross. Cain hit the mat. The referee raised Dante's hand. Winner by knockout. The crowd exploded. Flashbulbs, cheers. But Dante didn't celebrate. He walked straight to Maya in the front row. And smiled. For the first time in years. Outside, Eli lit a cigar and handed Dante a cold water bottle. "You didn't fight like a ghost tonight," he said. "You fought like a man." Dante took a long drink. "I've still got more to learn." Eli nodded. "You just passed the test. Now let's talk about the next one." To be continued.